What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? All right? Good. If not, let's get better. This is your man, Jazz Man, coming to you with this special edition of the New Legacy Live. And, I wanted to make sure I started this off right. Now, this financial literacy program I put together, it comes from definitely some information from the top here from the FDIC and also the National Credit Union Association, things of that nature. So I'm gonna give you the best information so that you can make the best decision going to your financial future. So we're gonna start off slow, and then I'm gonna escalate it. And like I said, this is gonna be a 10-part video selection. I won't be long before you, but definitely I want to make sure you get as much information as you possibly can. So let's go ahead and start off with the New Legacy Group. I am Jasmine Brown, the CEO of New Legacy Group. I also represent Henry Chambliss, Michelle Spikes, and also Wendy Sandiford as members of the board of directors of New Legacy Group LLC. Definitely want to make sure that you understand what New Legacy is, and that is we are here to bring together people of all cultures and backgrounds to educate, appreciate, and empower them through interactive cohesion. We want to be able to create positive and creative content. Also, uh, build internal assets and revenues, build strong networks, and also develop human resources, which is going to result in a positive and healthy overall living environment for all those we come in contact with. New Legacies, our, our commitment is to build platforms and implement programs for the next generation, providing tools to develop fresh leaderships in the arts, fashion, sports, and entertainment, and real estate, and so on and so forth, so that the young people can build their own new legacy. Who am I? Who am I? I'm just a young man who is an entrepreneur, graduated from John F. Kennedy High School in Cleveland, Ohio, also attended Checker Heights High School as well, where I had a chance to study philosophy, psychology, and all those good things. And also got my degree in business management from Cuyahoga Community College. Also attended Cleveland State University. Also got a degree in theater arts and dance, as well as a one-day minister and many other things and licenses, insurance and all that good stuff. So definitely versed in the business world. Um, um, Also, like I said again, the mission of is to educate, appreciate, and empower individuals to produce creative content, build internal assets, strengthen the networks, and develop human resources with a focus on creating positive, healthy environments in the communities we serve. Um, I also do marriages. I do baptism, spiritual guidance, and other things in the spiritual world, and um, looking to build and make an impact on the communities. Uh, create empowerment and focus on the personal development of those around. The objective of this class is to teach essential money management skills, build financial confidence and independence, promote youth for real world financial challenges, inspire community impact and economic empowerment, prepare youth for real world financial challenges. Oh, let me say that twice, but in that same sense, sometimes we know about money, we know about it, but sometimes we get a little, it gets a little, like I said, need a little help, a little some information on how certain things go. We get a little leery because we want nobody taking this for our bag. We don't work too hard for our money, so we want to make sure we utilize it and sometimes make that money work for us instead of us working for that money. So let's go over the basics of what the lesson is. So let's begin. Unlocking your new horizon. Let's start. What is a bank? What is a bank? Now we know what the banks are, but banking 101. The purpose of a bank is or credit union. You have your banks, your credit unions, financial institutions. They're all under what we call the FDIC or the NCUA. Get to those in a moment. So the purpose of a bank back in the day when we was coming up, or when the grandma and them was coming up, they used to hide the money probably in walls or in TVs or in certain places where they would find it and have it readily available. But in some cases, there'd be a fire that broke out. Somebody that passed away, forgot the money was there. Now we're gonna have no tracking of the money. Somebody might have robbed us for a good bag. Now the banks were created for a safety, a safe place to hold your money. All right. A bank or credit union is a business, offers you a safe place to keep your money, uses deposits in your to use your deposits to make loans and provide other services for the community. All right. So what I'm saying, so the bank can take your money and say to you, "Hey, what's going on?" The bank can take your money and not, let's just say, now they want to invest in property or they want to invest in other things on loans. They can do that with your money, but they are also the money is insured. So we get to that in 1 second too. So the purposes or the reasons you can keep your bank in your money in the bank is first for the safety, safety of your money. You know where it's at, you know where it is, want to keep your money safe. The convenience of a bank. Sometimes people use, like I said, when I used to live in Cleveland, PNC was on every other corner. So, like I said, you want to use it for the convenience. It's close by. It's ATMs. Like I said, we look at fees or the cost of things. So, if I use my debit card with the bank I have now, if I go and use the ATM is going to charge me a fee, and my bank is going to charge me a fee for going out the network. I don't want to be double charged for nothing. So I try to find all the ATMs or know the locations of the closest bank to me, so that way I can make the transaction and doing things I need to do. The cost, those fees are high, especially, okay, let's just say, for instance, you go in between a time where you buy me on vacation, you don't have that money coming in. You may not have, thank you so much, thank you for the gift. You may not have that money coming in. You know what I'm saying? So now, they're going to charge you a fee for going under this amount. You know what I'm saying? Or you may not have a direct deposit or whatever case may be. They may charge you this fee, or you have to make a monthly maintenance fee for $4.99 a month. Where, no, wait a minute, why should I have to pay you to hold on to my money? Or what's the incentives? Also, the security. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation insures deposits up to a maximum amount allowed by law. So most banks can only, can about the $250,000 that they insure. Other banks, it depends on. But this was regulated, so that you don't lose your money. So just in case anything happened with the bank, if the digital system goes down, the FDIC says we're gonna cover all deposits up to a certain amount for this client. All right. Also, the credit unions. Credit unions they use the National Credit Union Administration to make sure that they regulate, so that deposits of insurance rules are the same with the NCUA. Insured credit unions are as they are for the FDIC insured banks. So your money is insured. All right. Now, also to keep track of your money, because now let's just say, for instance, you want, like I said, for any reason, get your receipt. All right, for things that you do, especially when you come to rent. So let's just say, for instance, if you paying your rent, right, and your landlord let's say you come up a little short. If your landlord take any money, any amount of money, if he take $1 from you, she cannot file for any eviction or anything into the next month. Okay, she cannot. The landlord cannot by law. If they take any amount of money, they just say, for instance, if your rent is $750, okay, if you're short $750, all right, we're gonna charge you this much money. But if she take one dime, they cannot provide eviction. So make sure you get a money order and a receipt for every dime you put in place with your money company, your money. You understand what I'm saying? Those are simple rules, just a small thing. So that now it's about the tracking. So I can go back and say, hold on, wait a minute, my bank statement, hold on, wait a minute. I can see how much I done spent. I can see how much, wait a minute, where my money going. I can see now where my savings are. I can see now, where things are going. So also, this is what they cost to do. What banks do I go to? And, making sure that you're building that relationship, because now you build a relationship with your bank. Now you can go now you may be, now they see your money coming in. Okay, you built a relationship with them. You know who they are. You hope you're getting used to. Now you may be open to other services from them, like credit cards. You might get a credit card. You might get a little bit of a mortgage reduction or something like that. They may have some kind of benefit for you for choosing their bank. All right. So you want to make sure that you also use it for paying bills. Because now, back in the day, some people used to have what they call check systems. We always write the check, then it bounced, and then now you don't be able to get no account. Leave the checks alone. Unless you have to necessarily use a check. If you want to get a check, go get a counter check. All right, that one check, because now one check can ruin your life. So open an account, go through the account verification, make deposit and withdrawal, record interest and fees. Interest is also good for you, ladies and gentlemen, in your savings. It may be 1%, it may be 2%, it may be 0.5%, but anything that's going to give you some money based on what you save, it's always a plus. So go get that. Make sure you get a savings yielding account. But make sure it's some interest yielding account. Make sure you get something where your money is going to be able to you're going to make a little money on top of. All right, the bank wants to make sure that you're responsible, and they want to make sure that they're going to get some information from you, but they want to make sure you're responsible. Because some folks they use the account, go up and write the checks, and next thing that no bank want to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? So that's come from the telechecks and the check system. Now, also, we're gonna get down to credit later on. I ain't gonna talk about the credit right now, but the bank will need your photo ID, such as your driver's license, social security number. You can definitely get a business account as well with your EIN and your business statements and things of that nature, making sure that you be able to use the bank. All right. So most importantly, all right, most important, what questions do you ask? What bank should I choose? What bank is the best for me? Now, what services do you want? Do you need? Do you just want to make deposits? Do you want to have mortgages? Do you want to have investment accounts? Or do you want to have some CDs? Do they offer loan? What services do you need? So ask that question when you're choosing your bank. Do it compares? Do it apple to apple. Why is KeyBank better than PNC, or why is Huntington better than First Merit or Fifth Third? Why are these banks better? Which one is best for me? What are the hours of operation? Some of y'all might need a little, like I said, on Friday, you might be running to get up about 5. You might need a little, hey, can you close at 6? So if they close at 6, I get over about 6, I make it on deposit, whatever case, hour of operation, where the ATM's at, what's the proximity? Oh, okay, but how do that bank handle it when I travel? You know what I'm saying? How does this bank, what's the ATM fees? What's the cost of it? Okay, the financial services they offer. Do you offer what all do you offer us? What is the benefit? When you join anything or when you're part of something, you want to find out first of all what are the benefits. I don't care if you're going to Speedway and you're getting the Speedy Rewards card. What's the benefit of me getting this Speedy Reward card? I know that the good thing is I can get 5 cents off every time I use the scan on it. 5 cents off together. Okay, gas a little high. I can use every help I can get with the little 5 cents. I don't care. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, you go over the sheets. Wait a minute, sheets. Go over the sheets. Guess what? Sheets. Okay, I guess what? I get a little hungry every now and again. They got the two $4 hot dog. That's a benefit to me because I got to spend all this money in the street. So got me the $2 hot dog. You know what I'm saying? So it's different benefits. Okay, you go over to the Chamber of Commerce. Now you got to get the membership with the Chamber of Commerce. What's the benefits? Benefits is you got a network. You got the sponsorships. You got all these things that open the doors for you. So you want to make sure that you understand the overall benefits of what a bank can offer you. Dig deeper. Go deeper. Ask some questions. You know what I'm saying? It might be some services that you may need. Okay. So words to remember. There's some words that you need to remember. Okay. Account verification. Let's just say somebody ever give you a check. Now, there's been a scam going on lately around where people call you and say, well, you got a service. I want to send you over what I owe you. Your service might be $300. They send you a check for $1,400. They want you to go cash the check, then come send him the money back. What you talking about? So be careful when it comes to checks and things of that nature. Go call the bank and verify this account. They do account verification. ATM, find out what ATMs. What's the cheap fees? Some of these fees are $7.99. I used one downtown, $7.99 for three. I wanted all the money was $20. I said that's all right. I use my card at the thing. The balance. What's your balance? How much money I got in there? Because sometimes we use our debit cards or our accounts, and we may make a purchase, and that purchase may not come out right then. So you got to make sure you understand the time limit it takes. It's like a restaurant. You done went in there and you paid the bill, right? But you put a tip on there too. The bill may have come out, but the tip ain't been registered yet. So you're not overspent. Now you have to look, make sure you're checking your balance. The bank, what the bank is. What the bank, find out what bank is best for you. Find out, get a better relationship with the bank manager, the branch manager. She wrote over everything. It's always good to have a good bank manager that a branch manager. It's always good to have one, have a good relationship, build a good relationship with the branch manager. Checking account, understand the difference between the checking and the savings, all right? We're going to go into deep on that, but that's going to be the next lesson, talking about checking and things of the nature. Credit union, what's the difference between a credit union and the bank? Pretty much the same thing. It's just, like I said, again, there's different services. The bigger banks are bigger, and credit unions are usually smaller, and, they do the same thing. Debit cards. Understand what your debit card is. It's not a credit card. Debit what you got. Okay. Deposits, deposit products. We can deposit checks. We can deposit money orders. We can deposit even some traveler's checks. But make sure you know what deposit products your your bank takes, because you might have a money order and your bank might not take the money order. Most of them do, but just saying. Direct deposit. Make sure you have the money coming in. Automatic money. You know, make sure my money. I want to make sure that every penny goes straight there. They don't have to touch your pocket, because people looking for that greenback. They want to rob you for your paper. So keep it in your pocket. Keep it in your car. Fees. Understand your fees. Do you want to pay a monthly service charge for your money, holding your money, or should they be paying you? Should they be paying you to hold your money? Maybe so. Loan and the loan officers. Understand what the loan is. You have to be paid back now. Money orders. Understand? We just talked about that. Money transfer. How the money transfer back and forth from the cash app to the chime all the way to the bank account. Understand that. Non-deposit investments. Non-deposit investment. How much interest? Non-deposit. I ain't deposit that. You giving me the interest for, or you giving me $100 for recommending somebody else. What's the benefits? Online banking versus in-person banking. Privacy notice and savings account. We don't get into all that good stuff. We don't get down deep. But those are some things you need to know. But tune in to J. King Victor's, my Facebook page. I'll also be sharing it on the New Legacy Group's page, and also there we got a page, a group, and everything. So if you also want to follow on Instagram, Victor Lord, we're gonna be starting. We got to get trying to get. I think I do already have a page for New Legacy. Also, we're on TikTok and New Legacy Radio Show. And if you want to make some contributions, it's all good. It's all good. Keep this thing going. Sometimes you need a little help, or a little assistance, keep the business going. You can make a donation or contribution at New Legacy at a Cash App at New Legacy LLC, or you can send it through PayPal. They say PayPay, but PayPal, New Legacy Group LLC, New Legacy Group at AOL.com. Tune in and make sure you tell a friend and tell a friend. Thank you once again for tuning in. You contact me personally at 416-516-1215. I mean 1252. Now don't be calling me on no mess. Now don't be calling me on no bull mess. You can email me at newlegacygroup@aol.com. Also, the New Legacy Group LLC's website, New Legacy Group LLC.com, will be coming back pretty soon. We got the new construction going on, making sure that we give you the things that you need so that you can make the best decision and be down with the legacy. Yo, it's a new day, a new life, a new legacy. Yes, we can. Yes, we will. Soon to say, yes, we did.